No, I haven't had a chance to look at the wicket today, so the coach, myself and John Inverarity will talk at the end of training today once we've all seen the conditions, and we'll select our 11. So we want to I guess, give ourselves the best chance by looking at the pitch today.
So you're not going to name the 11 before the match?
I'd like to name it as soon as possible, but I think I have to look at the wicket again today to see if it's any different from yesterday, and then I'll have to communicate with the rest of the players to let them know what the 11 is, and then we'll tell the media. Okay, I haven't looked at the wicket today, so I'll have to have a look today, but it has a lot of similarities to the Chennai pitch in regards to, I think it is, the wicket looks like it was prepared quite early, so I think it's going to be quite dry. Spin is going to play a big part, and I think up and down bounce again will be important through this game. Will James Pattinson be in the final 11? He's available for selection, yes. So if we think he's in the best 11 players to help us win this Test match, then he will be selected.
Michael, able to play a second spinner?
Well, firstly, David Warner is fully fit. He's at training today, and he'll be fully fit for tomorrow. So you'll see David out there playing again. And again, in regards to the wicket, I want to have a look at the pitch today before I work out if I feel the extra spinner is going to be a better option than the extra fast bowler. We need to assess conditions well, and like I say, make sure we select what we think is the best 11 to win the Test. No, I don't think so. I think our fast bowlers took more wickets than our spin bowlers, so I think a lot of credit needs to go to our fast bowling unit, especially James Pattinson, to be able to get as many wickets as he did in those conditions. I think is a real compliment to him. At the end of the day, you have to take 20 wickets to win the Test match, so we've got to try and assess that and work out what our best attack is to take 20 wickets. I don't think Glenn Maxwell is a number 3 batsman. I think Philip Hughes is certainly a top order specialist, and that's why he's in the team. I think the second innings for Philip, he was unlucky. He got a ball that spun and bounced out of the rough, so he couldn't have done much there. And he's been working as hard as anybody to try and improve his game, continually improve his game against spin bowling. So, but I'm confident that that all of our top 5, 6, 7 batters can score runs. There's no doubt about that. I think we need to show plenty of discipline and plenty of patience with our batting, but I'm confident that every single one of the guys can go out there and score runs in this second Test match, whoever we decide to select. Yeah, well, I guess that's part of international cricket. You face different challenges, different wickets all around the world. When you come to India, you know the Indian team is going to be very comfortable with these conditions because they play here on a regular basis. I'm sure it's the same when other teams come to Australia. We're very comfortable playing in our own backyard. So I think that's one of the challenges that you face as an international cricketer. You need to make sure you can perform all around the world. That's the best players in the world do that. They score runs or take wickets all around the world, and that's the challenge for the Australian team now. We've had some pretty consistent success in Australia over the past few years, and we want to continue with that success overseas as well.
Would you be surprised if India played 4 spinners?
It doesn't necessarily have to be Nathan Lyon if we go with one. It could be Xavier Doherty, it could be Glenn Maxwell. We need to assess that. I would be very surprised if India doesn't play at least 3 spinners like they did last Test. I think they'll have a pretty similar team. They could bring Oja in either for Harbhajan or for one of their fast bowlers, but I would be very surprised if they didn't pick at least 2 major spinners and Jadeja. Look, I've said for a long time that I'd like everybody that bats to be able to bowl. I think the more part-time bowlers we have, the better. And I've made it very clear in the past that I'd love to see Shane Watson batting and bowling. You know, I think he's one of the world's best all-rounders when he's batting and bowling. In regards to how close he is to bowling, I have absolutely no idea. That's completely up to Watto. You know, Shane has made it clear right now that he wants to concentrate on his batting and batting only, and you know, that wasn't, I guess, Cricket Australia making him make that decision. That was Watto's own personal decision. So as his teammate and captain, I support his decision. I still think he's one of our best 6 batters, especially when he's playing well. So he's in the team just on his batting at the moment, and yeah, like I say, it's really up to Shane to work out if he wants to ever bowl again or when he wants to bowl. And yeah, but from a team's point of view, I would love to see Watto batting and bowling, because I think he's very good at both. We are not the England team, so we're a very different team. But our goal is to win every Test match we play. We lost the first Test in Chennai, so we have a chance now to win 3 out of the next 3 Test matches, and that's our goal. To me, it's about being really focused on this Test that's in front of us and trying to play these conditions as well as we can. And I'm confident, again, if we play our best cricket over 5 days, we can have success here.
Second row over here.
Yeah, I have thought about that. So are the selectors. That's why they're here. You know, all 16 players that are on tour at the moment are available for selection. We will continue to think about every player, and we'll try and work out what we think our best 11 is, and we'll go with that. I don't think it's any extra pressure. I think the expectation from all the players was we were going to face a lot of spin bowling when we arrived in India. So I don't think there's any more expectation. I think, yeah, there's no doubt, as a batting unit, we have to be performing. We have to be scoring runs, whether that's in the first innings or the second innings. And as a bowling unit, we have to be taking wickets. Our goal is to take 20 wickets. So, you know, nothing changes from the first Test match. We need to be more disciplined. If we get in, we need to go on and make big scores. And we need to continue working hard at our game.
Down the back on the right.
I think my focus has been, you know, each individual player plays spin differently. It's the same as fast bowling, so I don't expect anybody to play or try and play the way I play. I think through my career, there's been times I've had success against spin, but there's times I've struggled as well. So, you know, I'm trying to adapt my game to the conditions as well as I can. I continually try and improve and get better and learn from my past experiences playing in India. And that's what I've tried to advise the younger players to use the people around them, train really hard at practice, and make sure you're looking at the facilities at training, because generally they'll be similar to what you get in a game. The most important thing, I think, playing against spin bowling is that you have a plan, whatever your plan is. Everybody's plan is going to be different, and then you need to have the courage to stick to that. Even if you've made no runs a couple of times or got out the same way a couple of times, I think if you've got the courage to stick to your plan, you will have success.
Last question.
Yeah, I think it's really exciting for Moses and for the Australian team that we've got another all-rounder who's got the talent, no doubt, to be a part of this team. He's been very successful over the past 12 months for New South Wales in first-class cricket back in Australia. He's been involved in the New South Wales setup for a long time now, so he's got experience, and it's nice to see him, I guess, turn that talent into performance in his first Test match. But he'll be tested again. You know, it's I'm sure India have done a bit of research on Moses now and realise his strengths and weaknesses, and he'll be tested in this Test match. There's no doubt about it, like all of us, and I'm really confident that he has the talent, you know, to go on and have a good career for Australia.